Come, come, have breakfast, says Jesus. There's an awful lot to love about today's gospel from John. It's full of intrigue and awe, with a sprinkle of humor thrown in. In this captivating story, Jesus appears to the disciples for the third time since his resurrection from the dead. The disciples were fishing at the lake in Tiberias without much luck. But then suddenly Jesus shows up on the shore, and he suggests that they cast their nets on the other side of the boat. And voila, the men who, after hours and hours of fishing without a nibble, caught so many fish that their nets could not even hold them in. It wasn't until then, however, that they finally recognized who that man was. It was Jesus. John was the first to figure it all out. But it was Simon Peter who took the initiative to meet the risen Jesus by jumping into the water toward the shore as fast as he could. And there was Jesus, frying fish over a fire to cook breakfast for his old buddies. What a wonderful gesture of care about our basic needs, for Jesus to be cooking a meal for his friends. A simple, ordinary act goes a long way. It actually reminds me of what Mother Teresa once said. She said, "Do ordinary things with extraordinary love." And Jesus manifested his love with an invitation for the disciples to eat, to be nourished. Come, have breakfast. They recognized Jesus in the Eucharistic sign of nourishment and abundance. Jesus was with them now, just like he was with them before. And soon, we too will be nourished at that Eucharistic table where Christ will be present. The Eucharist is Christ's gift of his total self to us. It's what gives divine life to our soul. But why is it that so often after Mass, we remain spiritually hungry? Is it because we don't really believe in Jesus as the bread of life? Why do we come to Mass, receive the Eucharist, but leave unchanged? Why do we remain bitter or judgmental or unforgiving or lazy or self-centered and prideful? We tend to complain more than we praise, or we criticize more than we encourage, or perhaps we grandstand more than we remain humble. Why is that? I think it's because we forget that we receive the Eucharist in order to become the Eucharist. That is, the presence of Christ to the world. We forget that we are to become Jesus for others. We are the body of Christ. When Jesus said, "This is my body," he wasn't just referring to the bread that was on the table in front of him. He was referring to his disciples and to all who believed in him. We are to receive the Eucharist with the honest and sincere intention of receiving Jesus in our brothers and sisters, especially who are hurting and in need. If we receive the Eucharist as a mere display of our piety without any concern for the poor, the oppressed, and the marginalized, or if we receive the Eucharist with unrepentant resentment, hatred, self-absorbed pride, or greed in our hearts, we block the flow of God's healing love and prevents it from having the effect it is meant to have. We remain spiritually hungry or leave Mass unchanged because of that, but also because we fail to recognize Christ in others. So when we walk out these church doors after Mass, let's begin recognizing the many Christ around us. The sign that Christ is present is not necessarily going to be some sort of grand gesture, but rather us recognizing Him in the simple things, in the people we encounter every day. Christ is sitting right next to us. He's in the person who smiles or greets us a heartfelt, "Hey, how are you?" He's in the person who extends kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. He's in the person who comforts and cheers us. And He just might be the person who extends a simple invitation. "Hey, let's have breakfast."
Hello, OLPH. My name is Mary Lynn Januszewski, and I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Glenview, Illinois. And this message comes to you with heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your ongoing generosity and support of OLPH Parish. This overwhelming generosity allows us to continue to serve and to minister to the parish community in so many different ways. So thank you, OLPH, for all you do. You are much appreciated.